Hi everyone, and welcome back to Know Nothing Garage. My name is Jacob, and today I have a project that I have done 1,000 times, but I'm going to attempt in a completely new way. So this is our future child's nursery, and as you can see, we have a mirror and we have some pictures and other things that need to be hung up on the walls. I've done this quite a few times, but typically what I do is use a tape measure, a level, all of those things to try and find centers and try and make it hang straight. And today I am going to be attempting to use a laser level that I have. So this was given to me by someone who never really used it. So I have been eager to use it, and so I have a tripod here just for a camera. And basically you can see when you turn it on, it projects a flat line onto the wall. So I'm going to see how this works, and hopefully it makes it easier to hang things. And if so, then I will definitely continue to use it in the future. So let's get started. So you guys can see that this picture has an awesome way of hanging it. This is much more helpful than that the other way that you guys saw in my first video where it had a hanger on each side. This one just has one, which means we just have to drill one hole, find one spot to hang it from. So that should work out super great. So the way that I'm going to be hanging these are with wall anchors most likely, and just screws. So this kit is actually from IKEA, and I have a lot of different types of wall anchors, good brands and everything. Usually I wouldn't be too trusting of this, but I have used these in the past and they work great. I've had no issues with them, so I'm perfectly fine using these. So you can see that it has both round head and flat head screw tops. What I really like about this is it gives me versatility. So when you come over to this, a round head might not actually fit under here. So that's where having one of these where it centers underneath is really helpful, because it keeps the picture frame holding up against the wall and not trying to pop off in any way. So I'm probably going to use the medium size. I don't want to go too small. These are wood frames with glass on the front, so they do have a little bit of weight to them, but it shouldn't be a big deal. So the laser level was not working super great, so I just went with how I knew how before, which is basically you measure down from the ceiling how high you want the picture hung, and then I'm mounting one of the pictures here in between the wall on this side and the window, and so that's how I was able to find my dot. One challenge here is that because the curtains are open, or are open, the wall is actually about 4 inches inside of the curtains. So instead of centering it between the window frame and the wall, I'm actually centering it loosely with the curtain line and the wall. So that way, even with the curtains open, which this curtain line will always be here, it'll make it look more centered. One thing I also always do before starting is use a laser or a stud finder and just make sure there's not a stud here. I doubt that there is. Nope, it's over there. But I always like to check just to make sure. So now I will have to pre-drill for one of these to go in, and then we'll be well on our way. So when pre-drilling, you want to find a drill bit that's just a little bit smaller than the diameter of your anchor. So you can see that is the case here. It's just a little bit smaller. Always drill smaller, and then if you need to, put in a larger bit. It's really hard to go the other way once you remove material from the drywall. Alright, so you guys can see it is mounted. Super quick. Obviously, I probably didn't even need to speed that up or anything. It's just as easy as that. You always want to leave it a little far away for it to catch on, but not too far where it kind of the picture leans forward off the wall. And that is it. There you go. So that is about how easy it is. Looks nice. I actually have to do another one over here to match, and then we'll move on. All right, and there we go. So you can see they're both framed. Obviously the curtains are different on each side, but this gets them close enough. So yeah, those are mounted. They're at the same height and distance and everything, which is perfect. And now we will move on to a mirror. This dresser is going to have a mirror above it, and this should be super easy because it just needs to be centered with the dresser, and the dresser is exactly where we want it in the room. So basically all I need to do is measure how wide the dresser is, divide it in two, create a center line here, and then I think this is where that laser level is going to come in handy, because I can make a straight level line up the wall, and then it should be as easy as just figuring out how high I want it mounted, and that level will already be, that laser will already be lined up with the center of the dresser. So let's see if that thing works for that. All right guys, so here's where this laser level is really gonna come in handy with this project. So I marked exactly the halfway point in the dresser, and you can see that right there. So basically now all I do is line the laser up with it, and I have a perfect line all the way up. So I can just figure out where, how high I want the mirror, and I already have my line there to drill into. All right, so one thing I love about this mirror is single mounting point. Makes it very, very easy. The other thing that's very nice is they give you the included hardware, which means that this screw fits this wall anchor made for the mirror, so I can trust it. So that is good news for me. Okay, so I know based on the height of this mirror that I need it exactly 30 inches above the dresser. So like I said, here is where this comes in handy, because I can literally just mark right on the laser, and it's as easy as that. I'm done. One thing to note, this wall anchor is made so that you don't have to pre-drill into the wall. You can just go ahead and drill it right in. Unfortunately, they are plastic, so they don't work super great. So I will still end up pre-drilling a little pilot hole just to help this thing get started. And it is easy as that. It is now hung, and we are all finished. If you guys like this video, then please like and subscribe, and I'll be doing more projects like this, hanging things up and doing more household projects. This was good. I learned how to use a laser level, so I'm happy about that, and we'll continue on with more projects in the future. Take care.